Hi Sibs. We had a long day and late night playing games together, and so I kind of didn't make a video yet. This is going to be a just talk at you video. The main topic I want to talk about tonight was gentrification. Gentrification basically means that an area that has been perhaps in the past decade or so mainly sort of a lower rent district, possibly high in crime, becomes suddenly very desirable for one reason or another, and wealthier people move into it. This drives rents up, but it also causes the neighborhood to become improved. The crime rate goes down, new businesses open, and in many ways it's a good thing for the neighborhood. It becomes a nicer place to live. But then on the other hand, people who've been living there can't afford to live there anymore. Here's the thing, there's several groups who are upset by the Google buses. Not just the Google buses, but really all of the buses for the various tech companies, because they're saying the housing along the routes where those buses go, the rents are going up a lot because they've become very desirable because people who work for those companies want to live there. And since the housing prices go up, the people who've been living there can no longer afford to live there because their rents go up so high, and so they have to move out. And I can certainly understand why they would be upset about this. There's a group that came to a conference that Google was one of the tech companies hosting it, called Wisdom 2.0. The point of the conference is to share ideas about how to do business in a more mindful way. It's sort of about two things at once. On the one hand, it's about teaching everyone, particularly the employees of the tech companies, how to do meditation, how to focus their attention, and how to be more productive and more thoughtful people. But it's also supposed to be about how to do better job as companies in making the world a better place. A group from San Francisco came down to this conference and climbed up on stage in the middle of like a sort of guided meditation thing. They were about to start one, and I'll put a link in the doobly-doo to one of the articles about it. And they're basically, what they're trying to say is, Google, you're talking about being mindful and everything, but you're just using this to make your company more productive. But you, and not just Google, but Google's one of the biggest, so they make a point of Google. All you tech companies are making our lives hard because you're having your buses run through our neighborhoods, and now we can't afford to live in our neighborhoods anymore. And if you care so much about mindfulness and compassion and making the world a better place, why are you doing this to us? The frustrating thing about these protesters is that they are really angry, and they feel like people are doing it to them on purpose, or at least are callously ignoring their concerns. And I don't think that's true. I really don't. I don't think, no one said, well, we'll have the buses go through there because that's a poor area of town, which means our employees can move in there more cheaply, which of course doesn't work because after a few move in, then the rents go up. It's not like that at all. I mean, the bus routes are like that because Googlers already lived there. I feel absolutely certain that no one was trying to make rents higher and make life harder for anyone. The whole point of the Google buses is to make life better, not just for Googlers who get to ride the buses, but for everyone else because there's less pollution and less traffic on the roads. So, and what's the alternative? If we stop having the buses, then there's more people driving and the traffic gets worse. But maybe their rents don't go up? It makes me angry too, how much it costs to live here. It does. And I don't know what to do about it. And it's not anyone's fault. It costs a lot to live here because there's lots of people that want to live here. And lots of people want to live here because it's a really nice place to live. The weather is fantastic. There's, lots of good companies to work for. The companies want to be here because the people want to be here, and then there's this whole thing where, like, if there's one tech company, then another tech company wants to come in because, well, there's more people who have tech skills, and so more tech companies come in, and it becomes sort of a snowball effect. Well, maybe it is the landlord's fault. I don't know, but it's not the tech company's fault. I mean, I remember getting really, really angry when the first apartment we lived in here, after we'd been there for our 12-month lease, they wanted to raise up the rent on us like, goodness, like $500 or $600 extra a month, and I just thought that was insane. And I think that was if we signed another 12-month lease. If we wanted to go month to month, it was more like $800 extra. And I do wonder, how can they justify that? But ultimately, it's not the fault of the companies that pay people. It's not because Google has the buses, except that I guess because Google has the buses, the landlords can do that. But why are you blaming Google? Till next week, guys. Stay shiny. I couldn't deal with the things from the light overhead. It was driving me crazy. I'm gonna have to do this differently because I've got these things across my face. It looks like I have makeup on. It's crazy. It's like war paint. Think of it, it's like war paint. That's what it is. See, war paint. Oh, yes, I am Big Wiggum. Big. I am. This is my war paint. Yes. It's very late. I'm very tired. Simon taught me a new life hack today. If you don't like Cheetle on your fingers, then just choose to eat Cheetos with chopsticks, and you'll be Cheetle free.
Nom. Nom. Also, I have blue and or green hair.
Yeah.
That's a side note.